Okay, so this is intro vid for the, oh, no, it's not. Kill that. Hey, it's Jason Heath, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes of shooting these videos and show you step by step what goes on from taking an idea to actually getting something out there in the world for YouTube. Any idea that folks suggest to me, I put into my project manager here, which is this software Notion. I've been using this for the last few years and really love it. So we've got the ideas over here, and this just goes on forever. I can load more, and these could be screenshots from social media or somebody sending me a message. It just goes in here, try to give people credit when I can remember, but it doesn't always happen. And then when I start to think that that idea is catching, it goes in this gears turning column, and then it's catching more. This has evolved over time, so it seems like a lot of columns coalescing, and then it's like, all right, we got the idea, it's getting fleshed out, and it goes into this next up. So at this point, I'm probably starting to script it out a little bit. So you can see the script for this video here. This was inspired by this comment right here, and I think I forgot to credit the person, sorry. But I go through all these stages here. So script, title, thumbnail. This is just a checklist of what I need to do. This is scheduled for November 8th at this point. And this one is fairly well fleshed out. I'm trying to turn these into blog posts sometimes too. So I try to do a bit of writing. How am I going to pitch the next thing at the end of the video? So for that pizzicato video, I just had a brief exercise and I put that together, exported it as a PDF, turned it into a JPEG so I can move into these programs. Lots of little steps in making these videos that you kind of learn over time. And I collect these ideas, I work on them, and at a certain point, I feel like they are about ready to go, and that's when they go into this final steps column here. So these are the next things up. Here's what I'm shooting right now. And I pick a time, and I try to shoot 2 videos. Oftentimes, I'll go for lunch with the dog, something like that, just to clear my head. So shooting usually happens after lunch. There's a lot of setup involved. I have my Sony a7 IV, that's my main cam, that's what I'm talking to you here, and I have a Rode, what is it, whatever shotgun mic, Video Mic Pro, I think is what I'm using here. I have my kind of starter interchangeable lens camera, this Canon M50 that I'm using as my B cam. At some point I'll upgrade that camera, and then for other footage I'll use my GoPro. I'm just doing some time lapses on the GoPro for you here today. I just needed the 2 cameras today, and then I was using my iPad for some examples on a different video. So I try to get all that gear set up, and I try to script out what gear I need so I know what to set up. And I'm thinking about the shot and where to set up the gear. And then I'm kind of acting as the actor and director and thinking about lighting and that sort of stuff. Get all this footage. And then usually the same day if I can, not always, but if I can, I dump that all into Premiere Pro and I get started with the edit. So let's dig into the ugly business of editing. A cam is going, A7 IV, and we're going to get B cam going, the Canon M50. Okay. Foot pedal is on, which I don't think I needed the foot pedal, but sometimes to just be able to turn the iPad pages, that's nice to have out. And this is good pizzicato, good, that looks good. This is still way too far away, so we'll zoom in a little bit. So you can kind of see my proximity to the camera. And for this, I'm just using the shotgun mic, the Rode Video Mic Pro. If I was going to do something that I wanted a little bit better bass sound, I would use this Zoom H6, which gets pretty good sound on the bass. Camera on, camera on, camera on. That's all very important to me to make sure that I don't have to do this again. How do you play faster pizzicato anyway? All right, I'll pitch it again. How do you play faster pizzicato anyway? How do you play faster pizzicato anyway? I have a bad habit of looking at the little flip-out screen and not looking at the lens, so I have to kind of catch myself early on and just make sure that I'm actually looking into the black eye of judgment, this lens right here. Okay, then we'll do the intro vid after this. And you can see what that looks like kind of further away. This is 24 frames per second, right? Yeah, good. Okay. Look at the lens. So you can see I've got my notes on my music stand, and that's in Notion. So I do that scripting everything in Notion and on my laptop, and then I just move it over onto the iPad, put it on my music stand, and I have it pretty close to camera level so that I can, not really like a teleprompter, but it's there, and I try to break it up and put some spaces in so that I can read fairly easily off of it. Just kind of look down, glance, digest, and then back to it. What's going on? It's Jason Heath, and learning how to play pizzicato faster is so important. You can see what that looks like from this angle. Important for us bass players. Trying to memorize? It helps you navigate that up-tempo jazz tune. It helps with tricky passages in orchestra, and not mastering will really hold you. That happens a lot. It helps you with that up-tempo jazz tune. It'll help you with tricky passages in orchestra, and not having a fast pizzicato is really gonna hold you back. And again, it might seem weird to script this out like this, but I found that it speeds up the video editing so much, and I can see these spaces very clearly in here, so in the edit, I just clip them out. For these intro vids, I am shooting at 120 frames per second, which looks fairly ridiculous if we just look at it here, but it allows me to slow it down. So I'm trying to like tell a story. So here's what I'm doing. Knowing that I can go in here and I can go down to like, let's do 15%, do a little optical flow, and now we're gonna get a lot slower. So let's find that same spot, which actually sounds pretty fun. And I can do all sorts of stuff like zoom in, and this is for social. And what I do, of course, is I don't have the sound of that. I just put some song, find some song.
You got me spinning out of my mind.
I'm trying to tell some kind of story there. So friends come over and they're like, oh, this is where it happens. Yep, this is where everything gets shot. This space right here. The Heath Studio, aka my living room. And I have to be careful about lighting here. I like to stand kind of near this window. You'll see that in this footage, but not this direction because I'm very backlit. So this is the space that everything gets shot in. And I don't love carpet, and we will probably get rid of that at some point, but it is actually pretty good for sound for these videos, so I'll have to deal with that at some point in the future. The other thing is I just try to treat it like a job. I treat it like my profession. I try to start my work at 8, end at 5 unless some weird circumstance intervenes, and I have fun, hang out with friends. This bass community work I've done over the years has given me all sorts of friends all over the world, and they're coming through San Francisco, or I'm traveling and my dog is freaking out. William, settle down. But yeah, really, that's what it is. It's this thing that I'm planning on doing for a very long time, so I'm trying to find a way to have fun with it, find the ideas that are particularly inspiring to me that seem to click with other people, refining my process using something like Notion, getting better at filming, and just having fun with the whole process. That's a look inside my process. If you like these kind of behind the scenes videos, check out what we got linked up, and we'll see you over there.